Yeah, tough afternoon for Ruben Amorim. He said it was confused. They kind of played into Brentford's hands today, Peter.
Yeah, I mean, he talks about, Manchester United need to play their own game, but we was even talking about it in the warm-up. It felt like they were a real worry about Brentford. They were concentrating on set pieces in the warm-up. I don't think they handled them well. They certainly didn't handle the long balls well. De Ligt had a tough afternoon, I thought, today. I think he was bullied at times by Thiago. He found it really difficult against him. There were long balls. He was losing headers. He was out of position at times. And if you consistently make errors like that, you're going to get punished. It doesn't matter where you are. Brentford have got players that can punish you, and they did just that today.
We're not seeing that improvement, are we, from last season that the fans were hoping for? Are we going to see that improvement in this system with these players?
No, I don't think so. I think he's had a long enough time to implement what he wants. Like I said, the not having the European football and preparing for a game like this, Manchester United away at Brentford. Listen, no doubt he's gone through set pieces in the week, because you will if you're playing against Brentford. But I think there's a culture. It seems like the culture. I don't think it's just the Ruben Amorim problem. I think there's massive problems around the club. I know the results can explain that for you, but we looked at his body language on the bench, didn't we, Crouch? And he looks anxious. He looks worried, and I think that will filter into the players. I think as well, the players, they've got good senior players at Manchester United, but they're not looking like there's an effect on the whole group. Like I said, they play in fits and starts. They have 10 minutes here where they look good, 20 minutes there where they look good, but nothing consistent, no sustained. The fact that he hasn't won back-to-back Premier League games is a real concern.
And they've had money spent, signings come in, and also you said it's a problem with the culture, but they have been able to move players on who he felt weren't right in the dressing room, Peter.
Yeah, I think there was definitely an attitude issue, with some of the players. I think at Manchester United, I think they've moved on some of those problems, but I don't think it's proved again today. There's still a long way to go. I think they've signed good players. How much time do you give the manager? I think since he's come in, he's had a really tough time. He's got what you'd consider certainly his own front three, and things aren't clicking again. I mean, the Grimsby game was not of a Manchester United standard. Burnley, they were lucky. Chelsea, we had a man sent off. There have been good moments for United this season, but again, a really disappointing one again. And I think if things don't change, as quickly as after this game, then the Sunderland game for him is absolutely massive. A promoted side going to Sunderland, you have to get a result, otherwise they have to look at things.
They haven't won a Premier League game, Joe, since March without scoring a penalty or the opposition having a player sent off, which is just a remarkable stat.
Yeah, it's remarkable. Like I said, I think it's culture. What don't help is every player that leaves Man United going and hits the ground running wherever they go. So that tells me there's something in the harmony of the whole club, the group. Listen, to pull a Manchester United shirt on now, it must be it's the heaviest shirt in world football. Because of how poor it's been, and because of the history of the club, the expectations of the club. So that the manager's job, first and foremost, is to bring harmony and rejuvenate the culture, not to try and make it what it was. You're a million miles away from that. Forget about that. That needs to be put in a box, tucked away. Respect the past, because it is a beautiful past, a great part for the club. But whoever comes in has to find a way to galvanise, first of all, the players, because we know there's some good players here. The club, the board, the owner, the fans. The fans need to lower their expectations. They need a different direction, in my opinion.
In terms of the manager?
In terms, yeah, it is. And I Lindsay, I don't like saying that because, but I think for him as well, he was the bright young spark. People were talking about him like he was the Messiah coming into Manchester United and was going to sort everything out. And that's how high his stock was when he left Lisbon. So he's clearly a good manager as well. But there's the mix and the blend of the whole situation. I think it needs a culture change. And I think listen, I thought Gareth Southgate was the perfect man for the job at the state it was, in terms of building culture, understanding the club, understanding the league, understanding the players, working with Jim Ratcliffe, people like that. And they went with this fella, and it doesn't look like it's working.
I think the issue is that, you know, being able to adapt. I think he's come in with a system, and that's all great if it, you know, things work straight away. But the best managers, you know, you work with Jose Mourinho, right? Within half an hour, if something's not working, 3 subs are coming on. You know, you're changing the system.
And how do you get consistency if other teams can work out how to play against that, knowing that you never change?
That's what I'm saying. Like you know. Alex Ferguson, you know, the greatest manager Manchester United have ever had, you know, consistently changed things up, you know, and different personnel and coming in with a system is all well and good, but, you know, with your beliefs and but when it's not working, I do think you have to be adaptable. You have to have a game, you know, a plan B, and he just doesn't seem to have that, and it must be so frustrating for the fans to sit there and watch it every week.